Welcome to Vacation Station, hosted by Lisa and Nancy, editors of BigBlendMagazines.com.
Hey everybody, welcome to Big Blend Radio's Vacation Station Travel Show with Nancy and Lisa, and we've got Cheryl Ogle back on the show. We call this our Hey Wanna Go Travel Wednesday show. Cheryl's here every third Wednesday, and she is the owner of the travel company Hey Wanna Go that specializes in travel to Europe, the UK, river and ocean cruises. I mean, if you're thinking luxury, I'm just saying this is the way to go. But she just came back from a month-long adventure in Europe. She went to Croatia, was one of the main destinations.
Yes.
She hopped over to England, Scotland. I don't know if you did Ireland. I
Not
remember
this time.
no, not this time, but she loves to bop over to Ireland.
Yeah.
But I encourage you to go to Cheryl's website. She's got a great blog about this. Go to heywannago.com. So welcome back, Cheryl. How are you?
I am doing well. Thank you. It's good to be here with you.
I was
Still
going to
a little
say, hey,
jet
welcome
lagged, but I'll
back.
get over
Yeah,
it.
it's good. You just basically got home, and I'm looking, the picture behind us of, I mean, this is
That's
amazing.
beautiful.
Croatia, I know that one travel writer I know was out there, and he said, this is one of the most undiscovered, unvisited places. And he said things were so cost effective for travelers and out of this world gorgeous. Did you find that too when you were there?
It was stunning. So that picture behind you, it is not touched up. It is with my old iPhone, a 2-year-old iPhone, off of the balcony of our hotel in Dubrovnik.
Wow.
And so my friend went 17 years ago, and she's talked about how beautiful it was. And all I can think of is, didn't they have war in the 90s?
Yeah.
I think of it as a war country, and that's what I'm expecting. She's never steered me wrong. So she said, want to go to Croatia? And I go, heck yeah, I do. Let's go. And so Croatia's a good sized state. So we started in the country. We started in the capital of Zagreb, and we spent several days there, which is amazing. It's inland. So we did that. And then we flew down because it was just too far to take trains and, coaches and all of that. So we flew to Dubrovnik. And so the picture behind me is right when we stepped out on the balcony at our hotel, and my jaw just dropped. I thought, I am in love.
I didn't expect that
picture
either.
And I said, hey, look where I am. So,
it so reminds me of Malindi in Kenya.
Yeah, but with a little bit of, but like with the Europe, with the trees, just a little different. But I mean, those waters, you think Caribbean
the water
almost.
color. It's very tropical, watery, like turquoisey.
Yes. Well,
Nice.
It's so clear. And, it's kind of hard to see from there. I have other pictures on my phone that I just look at. It's just so clear. Now, the water was still cold because this was the end of March and early April. Swim season will start about June, they say, and the water's warm. And they say it continues, that they were swimming close to Christmas last year. Wow. So when I go back in October, I'm going on a yacht. So I am really.
She's
hooked. She's been hooked.
Oh.
Well, I'm looking forward. I can put my toes in the water and not get frostbite. But it's just so beautiful. It's so interesting. It's nothing like I expected.
And so you're staying in a hotel. Was it a boutique? Because I know you always talk about really going more boutique style hotels.
This was a boutique hotel, and it's called Mr. and Mrs. Smith chain, and that's under the IHG family. But it is a little boutique hotel. Phenomenal. Every room has a view like that. Phenomenal. I got to do a nice inspection of the hotel, and they have a beautiful indoor pool, an outdoor pool.
Nice.
Wonderful breakfast, European breakfast. Views just on and on and on. And then where you're located, you can't see, but off to my left, I don't know how this is going to end up showing, but if you follow along the beach, it's a promenade. And so you have restaurants and work your way into little shops and things. So every night we would just wander along the promenade and decide, what do we want for dinner? Let's go here. Let's grab it. I love European pizza. And
Mm.
so there was just so many options. Gelato everywhere. You
Ooh.
know, I hate my fill of gelato in Croatia, but it's a beautiful country. You know, you say it's understated and underrated, but really it is becoming the go-to place. It
Oh,
is
wow.
going to boom in the next several years. So I
Mm.
thought
Oh,
I need to
cool.
go. I need to educate myself, because people need to go visit Croatia. It's
Mm.
phenomenal. You're right on the Adriatic Sea. And I
Yes.
mean, it's look at that water. That's how it really does look. So
Mm.
Yeah.
so many yacht tour opportunities, and you're island hopping, and you have a port during the day and you move at night. And there's so many islands that are close to land. So you're not out very far.
Mm.
That's going to be a wonderful way to experience it and see what different islands have to offer.
One thing I thought was
Nice.
really amazing was the architecture and the historic
Mhm.
sites. It just seems so, you know, when we think about European architecture, I mean, it really does take us way back
Way
when
back.
compared to here. I
Yeah.
mean, right now, Nancy and I are in Virginia, and we just went through parts of DC, and
Mm.
it's kind of because we got lost because
Gee, really?
Nancy took hold of the GPS. No, I'm kidding. It was my fault.
Yeah.
But
I know. I'm like, hello.
and then she laughs at me, and I'm going, "Oh my God, what did we just do? What did we just
Oh,
do?" But you're seeing, like, you know, these old colonial row houses and things that
Mm.
you just wouldn't expect to. I mean, it's just after being in the Southwest. I mean, we just came straight out of Lubbock, right? Texas. And
Mhm.
then it's like, this isn't what the Southwest looks like at all. These,
No.
you know,
right.
very colonial. So I think those are kind of like as far other than our indigenous peoples, that's kind of as far back as we go in this country. And then when you were in Europe, I'm like, I haven't seen that since we were in England and, you know,
Mhm.
those kind of areas. So the architecture to me was pretty amazing, as well as all the stairs that you got to
Mhm.
take.
Stairs. You except
Yeah.
in Old Town Dubrovnik, there's over 4,000 steps, and you can, you know, some people you pay to go up. You walk up the stairs, a lot of them, and you can walk along the top of the old city, which is fantastic for views. But my 58-year-old feet are not real happy with steps lately, and so I did not choose to do that activity and pay to do that activity. But just looking, and there are still people who live there, families, and I think hauling home your groceries and your things and going up, oh, you just have to
Yeah.
go up 180 steps. 180
Yeah.
steps, you know.
Yikes.
I'd be on a
That's why
stretcher.
Europeans are healthier than us, though, you know?
I know. I
Well,
need a
because they
little more of
do
that
the
in me, but
steps.
I'm
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
grateful to not live there.
what about the food? I mean, because if you got the steps, isn't that part of your balance?
It is. If you do all the steps, you can eat all the food. The food is incredible. And there, we discovered something in Zagreb after a tour. Our guide said, try Strukli. And so
Mm.
she recommended a place to go. And it's a little lasagna pan is what it looks like, little casserole pan. And it's not very thick. So you see this in my pictures on my blog. And it looks like I ate a 9x13 pan of this. It's not like that, but it's a pasta dish. It's a sweet dessert pasta dish, but the pasta is kind of a mixture between pasta and phyllo dough is the best I could describe it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it's baked like a cobbler, but so much better
Wow.
than cobbler. It just, we sat there in this little outdoor patio that was probably 15 by 15. Beautiful day. We sat there enjoying this and a coffee, and it was just such a lovely day.
Well,
Anyway,
sweet
now I've got
pasta.
to learn how to make Strictly and see how many Weight Watchers points it has.
Do you do that
It's
when you go places? Do you come back and try those traditional recipes?
You know what? I do. I haven't this time because I've had kids, and now I'm just trying to go back to my healthy eating because all the things I like there are, you know, mostly. But we did have, I can't remember what it's called, but it's a cabbage wrapped, you have cabbage leaves, and it's wrapped chopped meats, sausage and things, not gross things, but good parts. And onions, and it's wrapped in the cabbage leaves, and then it's cooked in a tomato sauce. And so anyway,
Okay.
but they only do
Yummy.
it during the winter because it takes so long and it's hot and everything. So we were able to find it at a restaurant one night, and they were right at the end of their season for this dish. I can't remember what it's called. And then our last night in Croatia, we stayed with my friend's friend, who is now my friend, and she's just lovely. But she made it. this full dish, and she made those little roll-up things, and it was so good and just wonderful to sit in somebody's home. She also has a villa that she does rent out rooms in the summer, and I thought, I can't wait to go and hopefully take a group of clients and stay at her villa, because
Oh,
it's
nice.
just phenomenal. So we got a
Mm.
taste of her hospitality. Again, the views, the hospitality. She's lovely. She's lived in Croatia many years, although she's British. So she also had a Victoria sponge cake for us, and
Oh, that's
so
funny.
the best of both worlds, all my favorites.
So when you
Just
went there,
thinking.
you go ahead, Nancy. What were you saying?
Oh, and no, I'm having a drama here.
Oh, a drama. Okay, everybody. It's a
I
cat
see you
drama.
tipping. Are you okay?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
no, the cat has
There's a cat.
decided that
You know.
computer wires are the thing to now play with.
Oh,
Thank
so
you.
yeah, welcome to Big Blend Radio with
Yeah,
cats
I
and
know,
dogs
with
and
cats.
anything in
This is
between.
the cat radio show.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Really.
I'll mention that about Croatia. There are cats
Oh my gosh.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Cats.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
I've read
everywhere you
that
go,
before.
and they're ferals, but they're friendly.
Mhm.
You always wash your hands really well after touching those, because who knows? But
Yeah.
that was really fun to just see random cats everywhere.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. Well,
It
you
was
took a
neat.
lot of good photos and it was fun following you on Facebook. And that's one thing I love, that, you've got your Hey Wanna Go Travel Facebook page that people can follow as you go. And it's like you were showing, like, here's the view of the coastline and taking us. It was like, okay, cool. But it's still never as good as being 100% there, no matter what we all do, talking about travel, writing about it, photographing it. You got to go. So would you
do.
suggest going at that time of year? I know that's, it was a little on the chilly side, but are you thinking a summer trip would be fun?
Summer would be very hot. What I would recommend, I
Oh.
love shoulder season travel. And
Mhm.
shoulder
We do
season
too.
really is, April, early May, September, and October. So you still have things open. So one island that we visited, I'll say this, and we were there the first, it was early April. Nothing was open. Nothing. And we knew that
Oh.
going in, but I think we thought maybe some things would be open. Nothing was open. So
Wow.
so we were supposed to stay 2 nights. We ended up staying one and moving on to Split instead, the next day, a day early. And that was fine, but it just didn't make sense to stick around. So I would say May,
Mm.
September. The summers, July and August, will be very warm. And I don't love extreme heat. They'll also be very crowded. So if you can
Okay.
go just before or after peak season, I think that's a wonderful time to travel, really anywhere. After Labor Day, most kids are back in school. And so that does help down on some of the crowds too.
Mm.
I stay home during the summer.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what about we try to stay away from, even like our national parks that we go to, try not to do it over those big holidays. And a lot of them now are making you do reservations just to
Mhm.
be light-footed on the
Even
land.
it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't have a bunch of cars with exhaust fumes, in a national park, just sitting and
No.
waiting to drive through. It's not a
No.
fun experience. We're right behind you at in regards to going that shoulder season. What I was gonna say, so your next time you go there, you're gonna go on a yacht. So this is a
Yes.
really cool way. So you'll be able to still go back on land, but then float around from island to island. So that's
Yes.
something, because we were talking about river cruising last time. So now we can talk about yacht cruising. That's cool.
Crazy. I'm excited to experience that. That's a first for me. I don't know. Ocean cruising is wonderful for many people. It's not my favorite way to travel because sometimes there's a lot of sea days. I don't want to have a sea day. I don't relax. I don't slow down. I want to be out doing things and seeing
Yeah.
things. So this will be wonderful to be at a different island every day. But we're starting in Dubrovnik, which is down at the very south tip. And so we will start the yacht trip there, and we finish in Split, but then we go into the land, and we end up finishing the tour itself in Zagreb. So it's a reverse
Oh.
of what I did last month, and I enjoyed every place I went. So this will get me to several other islands, and it was a travel agent opportunity to say, hey, come check this out and see what's available in Croatia and what our yacht tours are like. It should be luxurious and just a nice time to really soak in a lot of the culture and a different
love
way to
it.
travel.
And then for you to go over to England and Scotland from there, was that an easy trip for people to know, like to kind of add on if they're going to England and Scotland or to Croatia that you can add this on pretty easy?
It was. I flew out of Split, and what I did was I booked there. There are a lot of little European cheapy airlines. I won't say what the equivalent is for here, but I don't normally
I
fly
can.
that way. But it's perfect in Europe. And so you have EasyJet, Ryanair, those things, and so you can book a. Well, in the end, because I had to check a bag, in the end, that added like 65 euros on it. So. But just to do a quick one way from Split nonstop to London, it was perfect for me. And so there are ways to do that. And it just makes a little more sense that way than building it into your regular air itinerary, where it can add several $100s. So it was
Okay.
easy.
Wow.
Like I said, it was nonstop for me. And I would
Yeah.
do it again in a heartbeat.
So when you went to Scotland, I know this hasn't got anything to do with
Yes.
Croatia, but Cheryl was playing on a farm. She was playing with sheep. She was so happy. You're
So-
playing with dogs and babies and
Puppies and baby
Guinea
lambs.
pigs.
I mean, so it's lambing season. I mean, I guess here too, but I don't know people with lambs. So, you'd be on your coach tour and driving along, and you see all these baby lambs, and I think all I want to do is just
Aw.
hold one. I won't hurt it.
Yeah,
I
they're
won't keep it. I mean,
so
I might keep it,
cute.
but I just hold one. And so there was an excursion that we got to go see. We got to see how the dogs are trained. And these border collie puppies, within 2 to 3 weeks of age, they know their whistle. They have been trained to learn their whistle. And so then this owner, he's showing the others, and he had a half dozen dogs out, and he can whistle. And one goes far to the left, the other one goes to the right, and they're dividing this herd of sheep. I mean, it was phenomenal. So then they bring out
Amazing.
the lambs, and he said, here, and he hands me a bottle, and I get to bottle feed this little baby lamb, and then pick it up and hold it. And it was just best ever.
Oh,
Then he
how
let
cool.
out the puppies, and these are like the
Cool.
roly-poly puppy, these round bellies, and it was the best day ever. I could have gone home that night and been perfectly happy. So
See, this is interesting, because that's something that I think we need to experience more of when we travel, is
Yes.
to kind of look at these experiences being unique and different. And
Well,
You know.
hands-on. It's just hands-on in order to partake of something and actually do something
exactly.
instead
And
of always observe.
that's
to
a
be
reason I
part of
stayed
it.
over. Is there's a tour company that does coach tours, and I book a lot of that for my clients, and often I escort them. And I wanted to check out this other tour company and see how they operate versus what I have normally been a part of. And it just blew my mind. It was phenomenal because it was experiences like that it was hands-on. It wasn't like, oh yeah, look at the little lambs, it's great. It's like, here, hold one, feed one. And
That's
that makes
awesome.
all the difference. I will remember that day forever. I mean, it was so
See,
much fun.
that's what, there's these, there's always these new buzzwords in every industry, and in travel and tourism, we're hearing pleasure or bleisure, however you want to say it, which I
Right.
hate
Yeah.
that word. It just
Yeah.
makes me feel like,
I've-
I don't know.
you
I feel like I
bumped
put on
into-
10 pounds every time
No,
I
or
hear
you
that word.
you bumped
just-
into a wall. Boom.
Yeah.
Like
I don't, but anyway, we don't like that word, but it is about, and I think it's going to become bigger and bigger and bigger with people, kind of this working experience is completely different. Digital nomads. I know you are able to do that too. We get to, and everybody's different, but so places need to be more set up for travelers now to be able to let them get their laptop out and work in between play. But regenerative travel and transformational travel are the two things we've been covering a lot of lately. And transformational is about those memories that like what you're talking about, but then you're also able to help the farm, which is part of regenerative travel. So it's about us as travelers being part of taking care of the places that we go to so that they can be sustainable. It's not always
Yes.
about our tourism dollar, and our dollars and cents. It's about being part of the community, because when you go, especially little villages and like European villages, yes, they want tourism, but they don't want to be Disneyland and run down like a zoo.
Exactly.
Right.
People live in these places. They're not objects to look at and go, look, they're eating a different pie. Like, ooh, you know what I mean? So I
Exactly.
think it's a very interesting, positive thing. And I think what
Yes.
you experienced sounds like you checked all those boxes.
Well, and this particular company, and I won't name it, but if you're interested in booking a tour, call me and we'll talk. But
Yeah.
that is really their focus, is being a little more eco-friendly. They want to go and do less harm. They don't want to leave much of a footprint. They really want to help. So our last night, we have a farewell dinner, and it was in a 16th century barn. And you're looking
Wow.
around thinking this place was built in the 1500s.
Wow,
And we're
that's
having dinner here.
amazing.
I mean, that is so much better than
That's
having,
crazy.
and nothing wrong with hotel dinners. I know a lot of people love having dinner in the hotel. I do not.
Anthony
I've got
Bourdain
to
says,
get
"Do
out.
not do it. Do not do it. That's when you get sick."
Well, I
No,
know, but there
I-
are people who love it, and they say, I'm too tired to go do anything else.
Yeah.
And to each his own, not my thing. But going into a 16th century barn and having dinner, and that's much more my style
amazing.
for sure.
That's epic. I mean, don't you pinch
It
yourself?
is.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal. So this company really does specialize in doing things like that, little outside of the box. Plus, you look, this is a family operated company. It's their home. But they do bring in these tours and do a dinner a couple of nights a week. And so, I mean, that's generating income for them. It's off the beaten path. You're 30, 40 minutes out of town and serving wonderful food, great entertainment that, he's like, this is my son, playing the bagpipes. And so it really, it's just a different opportunity.
I love
That's
it.
awesome.
I love it because
That's
it's
our
just,
style.
yeah, for us. I mean, we're obviously, as we travel, we do a lot of bed and breakfasts and boutique inns as well. We do have our motels and hotels that we do too. And, because everything goes according to what your needs are when you're traveling,
Exactly.
but when we're in our destination, we really like to go and frequent the independent lodging establishments. And by the way, most people, the chain hotels and everything, not knocking them, they're also owned a lot of times by individual families.
Right.
So
Right.
know that you're supporting them too. So we don't
Yeah.
want to go 100% crazy there. But
No.
but the independence, I don't know, there's, because that the owners went and really cared about what photos there or paintings they put on the wall. They try to keep it with the region. And I think the big chain brands are to realize, like, you need to not just go with your big brand. You can use your brand, but you need to start actually being more connected with the community in your design and your decor. I don't know if you've seen a lot of that lately, but
I have.
we've seen that.
Yeah, I actually stayed in a big box hotel. It's a chain I really like. It starts with an M and it ends in a Ariat.
Yeah,
and
sure,
so
you
I
can give it to
stayed in one in Edinburgh, and it's beautiful, and it's done in Scottish style. So you have tartan bedspreads, and you have a tartan blanket, so you can use the blanket, and they are sanitized between guests. They say, I did not use it, but there's tartan chairs. I mean, it looks like Scotland. You don't walk in thinking,
But
I'm in a
bar.
yeah. It was just really, and it's independently owned. That makes a big difference. You don't feel like you're sitting in the same generic room everywhere else. It's like, oh, I'm in Scotland.
But I think the Marriott hotels are doing really good with that, and they're good about the environment. They're one of the leaders in the chain hotels in the environment. But we were in Costa Mesa, California, and stayed at a Marriott, and they've just done this huge multi-million-dollar renovation. It was, and so it kind of all happened during COVID, so it was a good thing in a way. Their timing, and also really difficult. You know how trying to get anybody to do anything. Yeah, but their design, and they opened up their restaurant and bar, and you could have cocktails and kind of real California food right outside at a fire pit, and yet it was like a hotel circle, but it's not a hotel circle. Like, you know what I mean? There was a huge pond we saw herons and
that was awesome.
bitterns and ducks all in this little pond. And yet there was apartment complexes, or condos, I should say, more than condos and townhomes in between a group of hotels, all surrounding this green space. And then you could walk out to like art galleries and see public art and shop big high-end shopping. But they did their decor to be very Southern California, ocean themed. They gave us a bottle of wine upon arrival. Now, we like this, and a chocolate
speaking
lava
your love
cake.
language.
Yes, they're like, we'd like to send you up a treat. Are you going to be in your room for a while? We're like, treat. Oh, there's dogs here. I better
Sure.
not say that.
No, you better not
Seriously.
say that where
But
you
anyway,
said the magic word. Here
but they
comes the
bring out
cat.
this bottle. It was a wonderful red wine and chocolate lava cakes that just exploded and oozed
Oh,
chocolate. Oh my
yummy.
gosh. We're sitting there going, what? And then we had all the internet we wanted. We had like this spacious suite. I mean,
Mm.
views of the ocean on one side, views. I mean, we were like, they did it well, and they let me go up on the roof, the very
Mm.
top, so I could get the
Oh,
photos of the pool.
wow.
So it is changing. There
Yeah.
are positives
It really is.
with
And I'm
that.
not right. And there's a time and a place that you just need to stay in your big box hotel. I get it. And sometimes you have rewards. I get it. I'm not bashing them. But when you can stay in a small boutique hotel or family run,
Oh, it's special.
it really is it's a different experience. And it also may come with some downsides, because we stayed up in the Highlands in an independent hotel. And there was no water pressure, and you're trying to shampoo your hair and thinking, I'm never going to get the shampoo out, because there's, it's just a small family run.
And we know about men travel. That's the thing. Our hair never knows what to do anymore. My skin,
Yeah.
my hair just goes, that's it. You chose travel. Get over it.
I know,
Get
it's like,
over it.
yeah, but every day you go, oh, I still got some, you
Yeah,
know?
is it still in there? Yeah.
Well, now I did leave you
yeah.
a bottle of West Texas wine. So I gotta say,
yes. Oh, listen, you
no
did give us
internet,
one when
but I
we
let
saw
you-
you. No, we enjoyed our time, and everyone, we got to see Cheryl before she took off for Croatia, and we tasted the Texas wine, and it had a little bit of meat in there, which made it very light, which was I've never had before like that, like with that kind of it's either here's your mead or that. So it was very light and refreshing. So that was
never know.
fun to taste.
Yeah.
Going back to those hotels, I just want to I can't not say this. I do it on every travel show that I possibly can.
Uh-oh.
It's always cool to use all those OTA websites like booking.com, Expedia, when you're doing road trips or quick travels, but to research. But it's better to contact someone like Cheryl, who can help you get to the boutique hotel. And when you get to the hotel, you need to make a change, or perhaps you want to add more people to, maybe your mom has decided to travel with you, or your best friend, or your kids are suddenly, hey, we want to come on that trip. You know what? You cannot add it to your order through these websites. And that means room shuffling, and the hotel's hands are tied, and they charge extra. And so if you want to do your research that way, that's one thing. But going there, I just drive in and just go like, oh, I find a hotel. I get the basic idea of what the rates are. You go in, see the room, and then, your money's going directly to the hotelier, and they can change things around for what you need. And one hotel, by doing that, they put us right next to the internet room, which we love. We're like, give me the internet room. No, it was awesome.
Yeah.
They make out, they know we travel with a full car, and they go, okay, we've got this room. This is more secure. Like, there's just that communication. And I know that's a lot of what you do is
Well, it's
that
through
communication.
hospitality. You know,
Well, there's
when you book through those big services, that doesn't give you the ground floor hospitality that you're looking for.
right there. And I have
Just
people
doesn't.
tell me I love booking for myself. I love research. That's great. And I'm not everybody's travel agent. Right now I worked until almost midnight last night. I've got plenty of work. I'm great, but I do specialize in certain things, and I'm great for those types of trips. But reach out to an agent if you need help, if you want a little more personalized experience than just going on to an online travel agent website and booking for yourself. I've had people book London, and they said, I found a great price on a hotel. It's like, yeah, that's not how you book London. How do you like staying at Heathrow? You're an hour out of London, so find someone knowledgeable about your destination and work with them. You're also supporting small business by doing that instead of the big guys that we see advertised on TV. I see them too. I've used them in the past. I don't use them anymore because it really, I don't get personalized service. And that's what I like to offer to my clients is not everything's going to look the same. Not every hotel is perfect for everyone. but sit down and evaluate, what are your needs? Who's traveling? What do you have going? I have a group that we're starting to talk about Ireland for next year, and they're taking their 85-year-old mother. And so she said, what would be the best way to do this? And I've made a recommendation. That's a very different recommendation than I would make for someone in their 30s or 40s.
Oh, of
So
course.
find an agent who will sit down and have a conversation with you and understand and evaluate your needs, and really then move forward if you find a plan that works for both of you. So that's my advice, my little soapbox.
Right on. Awesome.
No,
Awesome.
but it's true. Good advice.
It is good advice. And everyone, you can keep up with Cheryl. Go to heywannago.com. She's also on Facebook under Hey Wanna Go Travel, and on Instagram. She's on the gram. She's got the IG.
Not as much as I should be, but hey, wanna go.
You know. But last thing, real quick, Yuletide Market River Cruise is coming up. That is, you said that is a group trip you've put together for this year, end of this year. And you'll be going out of Budapest, right? And you've got a few cabins. So this is a true Christmas market river cruise. So you go from market to market?
Yes. So
Cool.
it is December 6th through 11th, round trip Budapest. So you just need round trip air to Budapest. And that's really, I'm starting to price it. It's not bad. I'm looking out at DFW. So it's a great opportunity. I will be there. I think there are 14 of us so far. So I do have, looks like 2 cabins left. And they start at $16.09 a person. So I would love to have a couple more people come join us, and it'll be fun. It'll be a great way to kick off the holiday season. So
Awesome. We've heard
Sounds
nothing
cool.
but good things about these Yuletide Christmas markets, in Europe. So very, very exciting. Everyone, again, heywannago.com. And of course, keep up with us at bigblendradio.com. We are here every third Wednesday with Cheryl talking travel. Take care, Cheryl.
thank you. Have a great day.